Buns, it's the end of the day. Oh, my voice is just, it's not the best thing right now. I've been clearing my throat like all day. So, thank you to the nice, lovely rain. And I guess they had flooding in certain areas over by, certain parts of the downtown area, certain parts on the north side. So, don't know if it's going to continue to rain. If it does, it's going to, especially overnight, it's going to be a lot more flooded by the morning. But usually on my side, you know what, I do this all the time. I just get in the car and start running my mouth. I'm so sorry, y'all. It's the end of the day. I hope you guys had a good day, a great day, an awesome day, an amazing day. But it's time to be a part of the Get Along gang so we can get along, okay? It's time to go. So, hopefully, that y'all got to work home or your destination safe and sound in one piece. No hassle, fuss, trouble, problems, and misunderstanding.
Please insert the parking ticket or present credit card.
Especially no meet and greet. So, like I was saying, don't know what it's going to be like in the morning. But, like, my side of town, honestly, like, we get water, but it doesn't flood out. It would, like, have to be a lot of water for my side of town because it's more on the higher level and of town, so therefore we don't flood out like that. And what can I say? As long as I can make it home safely today, I'm doing good. Grab me a bucket of popcorn because I had 2 buckets at work and I only had 1 bucket left at home, so I bought another bucket from work to take home, and because I didn't eat the popcorn for lunch, I ended up eating the jalapeno poppers for lunch and left it at that. This morning I ate egg croissant sandwich with the wedges that we went to go get this morning from Jack in the Box. And look, if I got signals on and I'm moving over from one lane to the other, I see you coming up on me in the lane that I'm in, but I got signals on to get into the next lane over. So you decide to get in that lane. I don't get over for the simple fact of 1, still sprinkling out. 2, your timing is off. And I don't have time with thinking I have enough time to get over because all of a sudden you decide to get over it. It ain't like we going the same directions. I don't know. Maybe we are, maybe we're not. But I ain't running up on people like that. Ain't gonna happen. So, go home, and from there, try my best to get some rest tonight. If that means I got to force myself to lay there, close my eyes until I zone out. Well, I guess that's more or less Swiss Beats word, zone. We're in the zone. But yeah. And then once I do that and I go to sleep, hopefully I get a good night's sleep. Because that ain't been working the past couple of nights. And over the weekend I did actually. Besides what happened on Sunday, like threw me all off. But on Friday night, I went to bed early and I slept. And I tell you, I slept until about maybe 10. I want to say 10. So I was just tired. word called pure. And the riddle was that the guy asked the other guy, he said, if there's a man that made something and sold it, and then the man that bought it, let me say, oh crap, I can't think. Okay, it's the man that made that. I guess the more or less riddle is, if man made it and then sold it, but the man who bought it didn't keep it, and I gotta go back and look at it again. I'll put it in the description. I'll put it in the description, the riddle. But I just found it, like interesting to where what the answer was, and I was like, dang. I thought I would never thought of that ever, ever, ever. Never thought of it. So I'll put the riddle in the description, and maybe you guys can tell me what you believe it is. Well, I mean, if you go watch the movie Pure, then you already know what it is. Perhaps you've seen the movie Pure, and you already know the answer. I don't know. So, like I said, I just found it interesting. What else? Oh, I also watched the Tabitha Brown Facebook story when she was talking about her Aunt Bet, and I found that to to be enduring that she had a connection with her aunt. And then somebody had put up on Facebook, it was a joke. Somebody, as a kid, and some people won't understand this because this probably never happened to them as a child, but a lot of people might when you were little, and this happens to me, and your parents will put a bill in your name, or as you get to a certain age and they can tell you, well, you can have a phone, right? Well, now this is back in the day when I mean the house phone line. I don't mean go buy you a phone. No, wasn't no cell phone when I was a teenager. Well, they were, but they were big like cinder blocks. And you either had to be like a business corporation or you were a street pharmaceutical. And I was none of that in high school diaper. But I found it to be funny because I put, if I can find the cartoon or the thing, I'll put it in the description, right? Or I'll link it to the end of the video. But basically it was saying, the father was telling the son, don't you think it's time for bed? And the son was like, why? I paid the lights in my name. He said something to that extent, right? And I thought it was funny because it reminded me of, I think, what was I, like 11th to 12th grade, my junior or senior year, right? My mom was telling me, hey, it's time to get off the phone because I was on the phone. I can't remember if she had to make a call or she was just telling me it's time to get off the phone, right? And I remember saying, why? I was like, I paid a bill, the phone's in my name. Why I say that? Why did I say that? My mama was up in my face like real quick. I ain't have time to blink or breathe. You think I'm lying? I was like, who you talking to? I don't know what's wrong with you. But what'd you say? And I was like, nothing. All the classic line for kids. Nothing. I didn't say nothing. Because I really thought I was going to get snatched up. She ain't snatched me up, but she sure was in my face. When parents be telling you don't pay not one bill in this house, you're like, yes I do. Y'all think I'm joking? Like in high school, I would give my mom $200 every pay period. So every time I got paid, I had to give my mom $200 of my paycheck. Or if not, it was $100, and 100 the next one. But I know it was about $200. I would have to give to my mom. And that was to go toward the household and help with bills, right? Because that's the only reason I got a job in high school. You always have the juniors summer program that you do just to have a little extra money, as a young kid. And so there's an accident on the far right hand shoulder, but I pray everybody's okay with the two vehicles and ain't nobody hurt, because they had a meet and greet, baby. The front end of the vehicles, I don't know what happened, side, front, whatever. I didn't really pay that much of attention to it. I just know I want to keep it moving to get home before it really starts to come down. I'm not trying to be, looky-loo. That's just not my thing. That's not my thing. The only thing I can do is pray for you and pray that you're all right and keep it moving. I don't look forward to hurt or harm to come to people. That's not my thing. So people start to slow down, and they want only thing you see is to see a red light because they want to do this. I don't want to do this. I need you to keep moving. Your face should be this way. I need you to move. I need you to pull a King Julian. I need you to move it, okay? Now back to the story. Like I said, when parents tell you, you don't pay any bills in this house. Well, it came about to where I was paying bills in the house. And it was when, at the time, I was staying with my grandmother. And that next school year, my grandmother, that summer, took me back to my mom because my mom was no longer with our stepfather. So, because he was can't stand him, man. So, my mom was no longer with him. And she left him. So, my grandmother, that's the only reason I ended up staying with my grandmother. Because, it was like very toxic and hostile in our household with this man there. For just very detrimental and traumatizing for us as, my mom's children. And I don't know what toll that took on my mom. I never asked her. I've never asked her of how that took a toll on her. I do remember having a conversation telling her how I felt or how I felt that of sharing information of what we as her children talked about. So, but long story short, when I got to my mom's that summer, my mom was telling my sister and I that, we need to get a job to help out with the household bills. Okay, so we went out, me and my sister went out looking for a job, fill out applications or people weren't hiring. And I got to a point because it was hot. It's summertime. It's hot to be walking around. We didn't have no bikes, no skateboard, anything like that. We had to walk everywhere. So imagine being in, Compton, California, and you walking all up and down the streets and, all the way over to where the swap meet is or whatever it is, somewhere within the general vicinity, right? And I remember my sister, I remember she was saying she wasn't going back out to go look. She was like, it's hot. And so one day I just said, okay, I'm going to go up to, I kept seeing wiener schnitzel by the house. So I'm just going to go up the street and see if they're hiring. And I happened to go up there, and Jose was the manager. That's the manager's name. And Mr. Lee was the owner, but Mr. Lee wasn't there. Jose was. And I just happened to ask, I was like, are you guys hiring? lady told me to come to the back door, and he was like, he said, "You need a job?" I said, "Oh, yes." He said, "Why you need a job?" I said, "Well, my mom told me that, I have to come out and find a job and help with the household bills." And I said, "So I need to try to find a job." And Jesus hired me that day on the spot. I worked at Winterston, so my junior year, my senior year, and when I came back from after getting into a altercation at college, and I told y'all that story about the big burly girl who wanted to sit there and calling stuff, coming in my room, being disrespectful and wanting to fight me like I'm supposed to stand there and get my tail whooped by her. I was like, you must be out your mind. Now, I walked away from the girl twice. Twice I walked away from her. You tell us at freshman orientation that fighting is not tolerated, but for us to walk away, I was like, I walked away from that girl twice. I don't know how many times you think I'm supposed to be walking away from this girl that I did. I said, the situation changes when she put her hands on me. And that's one thing, I think like most people are, you can talk your talk, say what you want to say, I really don't care, right? As long as you don't put your hand on me. If you put your hands on me, that's a totally different ballpark, because now you done turned the situation into something else, right? Now this big old burly girl was taller than me, bigger than me, in all sorts of shapes, forms, and fashion. You understand what I'm saying to you? But I wasn't gonna stand there after she done stood there, think that she gonna be pushing on me, pushing me and shoving me like I ain't gonna do something. Look here, according to the doctor's office, this little 5'3.5" girl, this woman right here, I'm not gonna do that. Only other time I've ever got into a fight is like siblings. When you're fighting with your siblings, you're wrestling and tussling and fighting with your siblings. Beyond that, I think it was one other fight I got into because this guy called himself trying to put his hands on my sister, and I wasn't trying to play that game, right? So besides that, actually, get them up fist fight, let's whoop ass, it was in college, because I don't have my siblings around. My sister and brother weren't there, because we grew up with my mom telling us, if one of y'all get in a fight, all y'all get in a fight, and you better not come home and let me find out that y'all didn't wasn't sit up there and had your brothers and sisters back. And that was for real. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So I never really grew up with that. If somebody was trying to come at me or fight me, my sister always intervened and stepped in, or she fought that person or whatever it is. Because I remember it was some girl named Alana in high school. I don't know what she wanted to fight me for or what problem she had with me. I didn't even talk to the girl, didn't really even know the girl, right? But my sister heard her talking mess about me. Like I said, I didn't really know the girl, I didn't talk to the girl. I can't even remember if I even had a class with the girl. But, when my sister and I were only a grade level apart. And so my sister don't play them guys. So, any other time that people talk wolf mess about me, my sister don't play them guys. So, like I said, I had to sit there and go find a job, and that's what I did. And it just made me think, a lot of kids they're not going through that. They don't, they may or may not have to worry about that. But I do remember that. And the reason it's vivid enough for me is because, I remember, I think I probably told y'all the story too. The fight that I was telling you with the guy who was trying to call himself putting his hands on my sister or trying to fight her. Me and my brother was outside fighting him. Well, I'm sorry, fighting him, his cousin, and his brother. Our cousin was there as well, but she stayed in the house. She didn't come outside, right? So, and my sister had just got home, I think like maybe a week or so prior to that, from the hospital, because her appendix burst, and she was in the hospital for a long time, and for a good while. So, you know, with all that, what she wanted was her, I think it was her ring or her necklace back from the boy that she gave to him, but they were no longer together or no longer talking or whatever it is, right? Or she no longer liked him, whatever the situation was. She wanted her stuff back, right? And I guess he was out there wolfing, talking noise, mess, or whatever. And when I seen him push my sister, and I can't remember if she fell into the bush area, where the flower bed, whatever it was. I was like, oh, hell no. So me and my brother was going outside. And, you know, we sit up there. I think my brother was, you know, fighting with his cousin, and I was fighting with his brother. But either way, we wasn't out there playing, you know. It just wasn't happening. And so when my mom came home and we told her what happened, right? She was like, she looked at my cousin. She said, well, where were you? And she was like, in the house. My mom was like, don't you ever in your life do that. One of y'all fight, you all fight. So you should have been out there too. And so my mom was yelling at her. My mom's not a cusser. So she ain't the one that's gonna cuss you out. She don't do that. She's a stern talker. And so my cousin didn't appreciate how my mom was talking to her, and she went home and she told her mom. And her mom, you know, my mom and her mom, which are sisters, you know, I'm not too sure how that conversation went. I just remember down the line of my mom also telling her mom, you know, she was in the house while, you know, the situation was going on. And they don't do that, because I guess maybe they didn't grow up like that. I don't know if that was the rules in my mama's and my grandma's or my grandfather's, you know, household or not. I don't know where this came from. I just know what we was told when we were little, right? So, back to the story of being off to college. My siblings aren't there. So, I wasn't about to stand there and have this big burly girl keep pushing on me. Pushing and shoving on me. And I had already told her twice, leave me alone, go on about your business. Stop putting your hands on me. I got a 3-strike rule. And when you believe fat meat ain't greasy, only thing left is to do is cuss you the out, or we're gonna have to go at it. Because you don't believe fat meat is greasy, and you keep trying me. So, beyond that, you know, I'm a peaceful person, y'all. When I say I don't bother people, I don't put my hands on people, I don't touch people, that is not in my repertoire. Not in my Rolodex, not in my mentality. Like, for me to come at you, you really had to been talking slick out the side of your neck, and you don't believe that what you're saying or your actions have consequences. Because I had to do that to one young lady at work. She was a younger woman. I don't want to call her a girl because she's of age. She's a woman. She liked to be talking out the side of her neck all the time, and I always need, you know, the cheer squad or the co-signer and validation about things that she say. I was the wrong one on that particular day for her to be running her mouth. Because if it wasn't for the supervisor stopping me from running up on her, I would have been in her face that day. Not necessarily put my hands on her, but I definitely would have been in her face that day. And I told the supervisor, tell that little girl, I'm not her mama or her daddy. I'm not her friend. I said the same thing my mom used to tell me growing up. I'm not your friend. I said, so make sure you make that clear to her. I'm not her friend. I will definitely have a meet and greet. I'm not her friend. But she figured like because her parents worked for the same company that, she could say whatever she wanted to say or be how she wanted to be. No, that ain't how that go. That's not how that go. Your mouth make you end up in trouble. Hold on. Okay. Now, when my mama would tell me growing up, my mouth was gonna be the reason that, not that I get in trouble, but the reason that I'll be single. So I guess she was right about that because Kim's single. So I just feel like being honest with people. Like, I understand you're not supposed to throw everything out there, but I'm still the type of person to where I guess I'm just too damn honest. I just don't have time to fake the funk with you, sugarcoat anything with you, or anything else like that. I pretty and petite and sweet ain't me, okay? I am on a certain level, depending on what it is, but you can tell by the way that I talk. Like, my mom tells me that I need to talk nicely and soft. That's not Kim. And I be looking at my mom like, you do know what child, like you know your child, right? I know you have to know how your child is. Now, not every time that you can fully say that you know your child. I can say that. We were talking about that at work one day. When people will say, oh, they know their children. People know their children. You don't know everything about your children. Don't play them games. So, certain things are known to you, or certain mannerisms, characteristics, and things like that you do know, but you can't fully say you know your child no more than someone can fully say they know you, because people change. Circumstances, whatever it is, you're changing on a daily basis. So, I'm just saying, these are things that, when you're at work and you talk about certain things or whatever, it just comes to mind. And it triggers certain memories, or you come across, like I said, these came across from me, look at certain, captions or things, either something I was watching from a movie today, or a caption I saw of a cartoon online. So I thought it was funny, or a post, I should say, and I thought it was funny. It just brought up memories. So I made it home, y'all, as you can see. So I am going to go on in this house before it starts pouring down, because yesterday when I got the car, baby, it started coming down, and I just went ahead and strolled on to the house, because I was like, it's just water for right now. As long as I get in the house and I ain't completely drenched and soaked, I think I'm doing good. So I'm about to go in this house. I appreciate y'all being with me on this commute. And hopefully you got home safely, and you had a great day. You didn't have any hassle, fuss, trouble, problems, or misunderstandings, no meet and greets, and or you get to work or your destination. Yeah, and y'all just have a blessed day, and Lord willing to say so, I'll see y'all in the morning. Okay.